It has been an agonising team for all Team New Zealand supporters, especially on Saturday when we came so close to winning. 18-year-old George Fox in North Canterbury was like the rest of us, stuck in front of the tally, willing our team to go faster. The racing that day resulted in George feeding out his calves an hour late, but that delay proved to be a lifesaver. Jendy Harper with the story involving a car crash, a heroic rescue and the America's Cup.
The burnt-out remains of a rental. That's the bit of the make of the car.
Yeah, one die.
Car v tree on the inland Waiau Road. 2 tourists were airlifted to hospital. This is where their holiday came to an abrupt and fiery end. And this is where teenage farm worker George Fox came across his first ever emergency scene. Did you hear the impact at all?
No, I didn't. The first thing I seen was just a bit of smoke. Thought someone had chucked a cigarette out or something, but yeah, came around the corner and it definitely wasn't a bloody cigarette fire anyway.
What did you see?
Just a car. Oh, I'd sort of tell it had hit in there and it's just standing over here on fire.
George says the crashed car was already alight when he got to it. The 2 occupants trapped inside.
There's a guy just sort of, he was conscious, but he wasn't too good. And so I just cut his seatbelt off him and tried to drag him out, but his foot was stuck behind the brake. I learnt yesterday that he'd had a broken leg and a broken ankle, so it doesn't surprise me that he wasn't too happy when I tried to drag him out. But the first thing he said was, get her first or save her first. And so I ran round to her and cut her seatbelt off and managed to drag her out. And by that time, couple of beekeepers had turned up and they managed to get him out.
George took this photo on his phone after he'd hauled the occupants to safety. And once you'd got it out, how long did it take for the car to just completely be engulfed in flames?
It would have been 2 or 3 minutes, I think, yeah.
Timing definitely played a big factor in it. If it hadn't happened where it did and when it did, they wouldn't have made it out of that vehicle.
It was only by chance that George Fox was on the road at 9:15 that morning. He usually feeds out an hour earlier, but like the rest of us, he was glued to his screen watching a boat race on the other side of the world.
I was just finished watching the America's Cup race and came down the hill to go feeding out.
So you were running later than you would usually?
Yeah. So, no, I was lucky, really.
Saturday's first race was an agonising 40-minute limp to the line.
Time limit has expired. This race has been abandoned.
A race abandoned because of time restrictions. So George headed out much later than usual to feed out on the farm.
Nah, it's just a bit of a fluke, really.
Extremely lucky. If he hadn't been there and the couple of guys in the beekeepers truck that came along as well shortly after him, they wouldn't be here with us today, that's for sure. You're only talking a matter of minutes and it would have been a completely different story, that's for sure.
The young couple had been visiting Hanma Springs and were en route to Kaikoura to go whale watching. Now their family is en route from Hong Kong to Christchurch Hospital. While we filmed at the scene today, local road workers stopped to inquire after the health of the victims. All we've been told is that the male driver is stable, the female passenger is critical.
I just hope they're all right, hope they get through it all right.
Jendy Harper reporting.